Noone's Hole, Irish grid ref H12684431, lies about 5 kilometers northwest of the centre of Boho, in the townland of Old Barr in the parish of Devenish, County Fermanagh, close to the border with Boho parish. The cave is under part of the escarpment on the east side of the Glenade Sandstone uplands. At 81 meters, 266 feet. This pothole was thought to have the deepest shaft in Ireland, but this honour was passed to the nearby Reyfad Pot, which contains an entrance shaft of 88 meters, 289 feet. The continuation of the cave system, incorporating the afternoon series and high noons, contains 3.7 kilometers, 2.3 miles, of passage, and it connects to the resurgence at Arch Cave through 3 cave dives, making this system the 8th deepest in Ireland. At 108 meters, 354 feet, Noone's Hole was previously called Sumera, meaning abyss, but gained notoriety and a new name in the 1820s, following the notorious murder of Dominick Noone, whose body was thrown into the cave. Ordnance Survey maps still use both names. Exploration. A Sumera is a bottomless pit, and locals initially treated Noone's Hole as a supernatural area, viewing it with suspicion and fear. However, in August 1895, the French cave explorer Edouard Alfred Martel explored the cave for the first time, descending to 20 meters, 66 feet. It was not until 1912 that a group called the Yorkshire Ramblers reached the bottom. Not discouraged by their equipment not having arrived from England, they made the descent of the complex 78 meters, 256 feet, shaft using a 35 meters, 115 feet, long rope ladder built from materials purchased from Fermanagh ships chandlers and timber merchants, hauling it up and down from the surface when the explorers found ledges to stand on. All they found at the bottom was a short passage leading to a sump. During the Easter of 1970, a group from the University of Leeds Speleological Association investigated the parallel shafts, and found that one led into 400 meters, 1,300 feet, of passages they named the Afternoon Series. In the meanwhile, cave divers had been pushing an arch cave from which the water from Noone's Hole resurges. In 1972, Martin Farr and Roger Solari passed an 80 meters, 260 feet, sump into a long canal, and then a 8 meters, 26 feet, sump into a major extension which extended into the mountain for a further 1,500 meters, 1,600 yards, to a third sump. The pair returned into 1973, and after a 49 meters, 161 feet, dive they emerged into the Afternoon Series of Noone's Hole. Easter 1975, a party followed a draft in the Afternoon Series through a rocky crawl to break out into a mile of new passage which included a streamway, the terminal sump of which corresponded to a sump with the main water flow in Arch 2 Cave. This was named the High Noon Series. In 1984, a group managed to find a dry connection between High Noon and Arch 2 Cave to create the finest sporting trip in County Fermanagh. Dominick Noone. Dominick Noone was originally from the Ballynamore area in the east of County Leitrim. Whilst in Derry-Gunnerley, he became a member of an illegal Catholic organisation known as the Ribbonmen, an agrarian reform group, but subsequently became an informer for the British Crown. It was on his evidence in 1826 that a number of fellow members were transported to Australia. Despite police protection, he was invited to a wedding party, but then kidnapped and murdered and his body thrown down into the depths of the Sumera. The authorities suspected that his body lay in the shaft. and a man named Kavanagh from Castlecool, a townland on the outskirts of Enniskillen, accepted a substantial reward to descend the shaft in a rope and creel. No one's body was found at a depth of 190 feet, 58 meters, and retrieved. The body was then carried to a chapel for a wake, but local people blocked the doorway, preventing entrance. The murderers of no one were never caught, despite the offer of a £100 award. In 1879 a long ballad was composed about the event. The penultimate verse goes, "Within the mountain nature made a deep and dismal cave. That suited well," the murderer said, "to be traitor's grave. They flung the lifeless body below, a groan they thought it gave." See also, Caves of the Tullybrack and Belmore Hills. List of caves in the United Kingdom. Notes. Further reading. McGuinness, Peter. 1874. The Ribbon Informer. Jones. Gareth Hull. Burns. Gabby. Fogg. Tim. Kelly. John. 1997. The Caves of Fermanagh and Cavan. 2nd ed. Loch Nearly Press. ISBN 0-9531602-0-3.